Okay, so the reason we're going to start painting the foundation, it's a model house, but we still want to make it kind of look as real as we can. So we're going to use a grey paint, and it's going to kind of mimic the look of concrete. Okay, so that's why we're doing it. It doesn't really add any protectant or anything like that. It's not like it was for the step stool project, but this is just going to make it look a little bit more realistic. The paint that we're going to use, it's a grey paint and primer in one. It's water based, so if you use one of these paintbrushes, you can just wash this out with water, and if you get it on your hands or anything, it should just come off with water. It's the nice thing about water based paints. Okay, so once you get your project prepped up, you've got your paint and your paintbrush ready to go, we're going to start painting our project here. So let me zoom down on the camera here so you can see. So here's my project. I've got my paintbrush and my paint just at the side of me right here. Now the trick with paint is you don't want too much on the paintbrush. Rule of thumb here with this paintbrush, you only want 1/3 of the brush to have paint on it. So this brush is about, I don't know, 3 fingers wide. So I only really want 1 finger's worth of paint on this paintbrush, no more than that. There should be no reason you're dunking this all the way into your paint. Okay, so you only want a little bit at a time with this. Now the goal for our project here, we're going to paint the edge at the bottom, we're going to paint these flat horizontal surfaces, and we're going to paint the sides of our foundations, and we're going to finish off by painting the top. Okay, we're not going to paint anything in the middle here. Nothing in the middle right here. It's all the perimeter and the outsides. Reason we're not doing the middle section is it's all going to be covered up and you're never going to see it. Okay, so just stick to doing those outside sections that are visible. Okay. Let's start this off. I've got my paintbrush here. I'm just going to stick the paint in my little paint can over here. You can see it's just dripping down. I'm going to use the side of my paint can, and you can see how much I've got on there. Maybe went a little heavy with that one, but you don't really want any more than that. You can see it's not dripping. Okay, so you can see kind of the amount that I've got on my paintbrush. I'm going to start out by doing this edge here. Now I'm not going to make you watch me paint this whole project here. I'll do a little section and then I'll cut back to it and I'll show you the finished result later on. But you're just going to start painting your project. I would do the edges like this. And this is the nice thing about elevating it off your work surface. You can really get that paintbrush on the edge there so you can see what you're doing. Now, go with the grain. I know it really doesn't matter as far as finish with this, but go with the grain when you're painting. It just makes it look a little bit better. And really spread that paint out as you're doing this. You can make it really go a long way. A little tip, guys, the thinner the coat of paint will be, the quicker it'll dry. Okay, so if you do a nice little thin coat, the quicker that paint will eventually dry for you. To be honest, guys, this is probably going to only take you 1, maybe 1.5 coats of paint. Maybe 1 full coat and a little bit of a touch-up for that half coat later on. Okay, so you can see I've started out doing this. I'll cut this, guys. Watch the next video and I'll give you an update on what this whole project's going to look like at the end. Okay.